Welcome to another episode of the Crypto PowerPod, where I have Jose joining me again from Virtual Labs or VDEX for round two. So welcome to the PowerPod.
Glad to be back, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Great stuff. As usual, we've got 20 questions, some of it specific to VDEX and what you're building out. But more importantly, around 15 questions on yourself and getting to really know you as a person and seeing what's next for Jose as well. So we'll kick things straight off. In one sentence, what problem does your project solve?
A lot of them. I'm going to go for multiple apps into one. So stocks on Schwab, a crypto on Coinbase, prediction markets on Polymarket. 3 apps is now one.
Nice. So this has grown quite significantly then over the last couple of months.
We've been busy.
Really interesting to hear more about this. What is your 30-second elevator pitch for those who may be tuning in for the first time?
Real USP is our underlying tech, which is peer-to-peer finality. What that means for the user is that we are fully decentralized. So that means we do not need to geo-block anywhere in the world, including the United States, no VPN. It means that we have sub-millisecond finality, no gas fees. It means that we can do things like list stocks, list leverage prediction markets in the United States and do all sorts of things. So that's the real USP. Decentralized tech, empowering all sorts of offerings to our users.
Nice, impressive, and quite technical as well. So interestingly, for the next question, if you had to explain your project to your grandmother, how would you do it?
I would say, imagine she has a safety deposit box. So imagine that you are locking some funds with a friend. Let's say my grandma's going to put a watch in her safety deposit, and let's say I'm going to put some cash in there as well. What we can do is then text each other and say, okay, I'm going to transfer, some of that cash inside the vault. It's not moving, but it's inside the safety deposit box, and we can move it as many times as we want within the box. So, okay, you get the watch now. I'm going to send you some cash, and there's some diamonds in there as well. We're transferring all sorts of things, right? But it's never leaving the safety deposit box. And then when we go to the safety deposit box together, we both unlock our keys. So it's self-custodial, but we show our text messages saying, hey, okay, the state of the safety deposit box was this when we entered it, but now it's this. And then the key to our protocol is that those text messages are backed up by digital signatures, which are enforceable on any blockchain.
So I really like that. I feel like you've kind of thought this out for people that are trying to understand the concept well. Well,
it's funny. I was on a podcast yesterday with our new head of marketing, Gal, and she asked me to do an analogy. And I gave some long-winded explanation of 5-year-olds playing with blocks. And so after that, I had to rethink my analogy. And when you said grandmother, it just came to me. So that's actually the first time I've given that one.
Good stuff. Yeah. Always focus on the grandparents. If we can get them involved, then straightforward after that. What's the biggest misconception people have about what you're building?
I don't know if this is true, but I would figure it is, because one of my favorite Bezoisms is have your technology for granted. And that's when you know you've made it, when people are basically saying this is taking it for granted. And so what I think probably a lot of our users say or think is that we're centralized, because the user experience is just so good. You never encounter wallet clicks or latency or any of the typical, we even have omnichain. So the only other omnichain apps are really like Binance and Coinbase. So that's probably their comparison in their head. And we're not. We even put it in the name, but that's what we want to be. We want to be taken for granted, just as easy to use as possible.
Yep, that makes sense for user adoption. And again, nicely onto my next question. Given that there's been quite a few projects that have popped up recently, so the likes of Aster that everybody's aware of, give us the alpha on VDEX. Why are we specifically looking to use VDEX versus the competition?
So misconception about Aster is that they are decentralized, when in fact they are centralized. So there is no Aster chain. If you go to their docs, Aster chain does not exist. It says coming soon. So it's a bit of a psyop backed by CZ. We've been following them for a while. They also had a token that they previously rebranded. So there's definitely my personal thoughts on what's going on there is that CZ is scared by Hyperliquid. And so he wants to prop up a competitor and try and take market share. Basically, I don't think they'll have longevity. So there's a lot of projects that are flash in the pan we don't remember for a while, but I'm actually going to point to, so I've done my little dunk on Aster. So now I want to shout out some real products that I think are actual competitors, Lighter, Paradex, and taking actually Aster as well. Aster is a dark pool, private. Paradex, also omnichain. Lighter is super, super fast. VDEX is all of those. We're a dark pool where users cannot hunt other users because they can't see liquidation prices. We are omni-chain as well. We're on Ethereum, Avalanche, Arbitrum, a Binance Smart Chain. We're coming to Solana soon as well. And we have sub-millisecond finality. We're even faster than Lighter. And unlike Lighter, where I was using their platform to, make VDEX better, and I tested out their liquidations, they are very sketchy with their liquidations. I got liquidated for 1% of my position, which was my entire position. So I lost $8,000 because their docs weren't very well formed. We don't have that. We don't have that either. So we're all about user experience, and our community knows me personally. I'm in the chat nearly 24/7, not a whole lot of sleep. I hope it's not showing. But I'm always in the trenches with them, and the real human element is where we strive to.
Really key note there around dark pools as well, and liquidation for accounts and knowing people's positions, because I see a lot on social media and a lot on Twitter, and there does seem to be a lot of hunting going on when you see these wicks. You have positions literally getting cleaned to the exact cent that they're sitting at, because obviously exchanges or people know. And yeah, you can see it when a project wicks down specifically 3.53% just to hit that liquidation point. So yeah, it's a big problem in this space at the moment. That's getting a lot more attention now that people are becoming more aware of it.
Yes, big issues. We're trying to solve them all at once. We'll end up solving a lot of them.
Absolutely. So let's move on to some more personal questions now then, Jose. So what's something you've changed your mind about since starting your development?
I would say about incentives. So probably by the time this goes out, this will already be live, which is good because otherwise it would be extreme alpha. Excuse me. But we're going to be launching our points campaign. And I previously was very reluctant to do so because I've been building the space for 3 years. I've never once done anything like this. I am a cryptographer by trade, and my idea of building something that my friends and family would be proud of was something that is legitimate, not a token pump and dump. Of course, we're not doing that, but even just the presence of having a token and having a point system is very delicate. I've never done it, so it's easy to do it incorrectly. But I've changed my mind on that. Well, largely for one reason, I'll be honest. We can't compete against the other exchanges that are offering an incentive, right? So we've done pretty well in terms of our volume and open interest, but we're fighting an uphill battle against the other exchanges that are offering, a little bit of carrot as well. And so we simply need to do that. But I feel more confident as well, and I've changed my mind on our ability to do it because I've been able to surround myself with a phenomenal team that I've built up since we last talked and before then that is going to allow us to do it right. So changed by circumstance, but also I do believe that crypto and fragmented ownership, being able to delineate small actions for small contributions is very valuable. That can't be done in fiat. You're going to pay a $20, wire fee just to award someone for 1 cent for doing some actions. That is one of the big ideals in crypto that I wanted to subscribe to, and we're able to do that now.
Absolutely. And there's a lot around InfoFi campaigns as well, and opportunities for people to basically get involved with activities on chain and actually engaging with projects as well. So we're seeing that kind of across the space. So I definitely agree that you're probably going along the right lines there in terms of just tapping into those sorts of communities and reward structures.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Which founder do you secretly want to grab a matcha with?
I love the matcha. You remember, I don't think it's so secret, but founders I admire Vitalik for sure, Jeff from Hyperliquid, Uma Succinct, Ben Fish, my old professor from Yale and at Espresso Systems. So the cryptographers and the real builders.
Nice. I like it. Are you a breakfast person or do you skip it entirely?
I love breakfast when I'm on vacation, but I normally skip it nowadays. My schedule's all out of whack. So I'll be having, my first meal of the day at like 4 a.m. or something, and kind of more dinner to me.
Wow. Long working days then.
You've no idea. Or maybe you do, but it's been brutal.
Conviction, short-term conviction. Hopefully get some rest and recovery after the ball run.
There we go.
Who do you go to for life advice?
My mom and ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is a good one. But yeah, definitely an advocate for getting life advice from mum. She's always useful. Anybody outside of the crypto space?
Yes, for sure.
Good stuff. What's the last thing that you bought that you that wasn't a necessity?
But I'm going to say something I want to buy soon, which is a steamer. So iron before, it was my first real adulting item I bought and I hated it. So I want to get like a steamer. You can just do that. That's something. Oh, I bought a sick projector. It's the Samsung Flip, and it's like a projector and a TV in one. So you don't need to plug anything else into it. And have it on your ceiling, have it on your wall. So that's a whole lot of fun.
Nice. So you're more of a practical necessities guy rather than a.
Yeah, I actually just moved to Argentina, to Buenos Aires a few weeks ago. And I'm glad you can't see my background because there's nothing set up. The only thing I've bought, I bought maybe two things since I've been here, a extension cord and a monitor. So I'm a bit bare bones.
Nice. Living the dream. Living the dream. You've already touched upon it, but structured morning routine or chaos until noon?
A bit of chaos lately. I go into periods of having a very well-structured life. So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll grab my matcha, I'll think, rest my brain. And then something will happen that I'm staying up until late nights. And then it never recovers for like weeks around. Or of course I just moved as well. So that has brought me out of whack. Pretty hard to keep it. So it's definitely a bit more chaos now.
Nice. And what's the favorite internet rabbit hole that you've recently gone down?
I just went on a rabbit hole on this like Italian guy who is always talking about like pasta and how Americans ruin it. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but that was a recent one. In terms of maybe more analytical, I've been going really deep into prediction markets, of course. So HIP4 proposal by John Wang, Kalshi's pivot into crypto, and in general, how that relates to perps, of course, which is what we're natively doing. And how do you have leverage prediction markets and oracle manipulations you were talking about and that sort of thing. So most of the rabbit holes I go into are a bit more financial based now.
Yeah, makes sense. And to be fair, I quite liked the pasta one. I think that's quite interesting. I've never heard it before, but yeah, the Italians are quite passionate, so I'm not surprised. What's something in crypto that everybody loves that you're just not that into?
So much. Where do I begin? Token scams, the Telegram cabals. I'm not into very high APY stablecoins. I think a lot of what we're seeing now is Era 2.0. Any of the Eigen ecosystem. Now that's a common take, but I've been against sort of the restaking crowd. I see so many problems in that it didn't work out. I feel very validated. So I think it's easier to list the things that I am into. And I think the speculation, stable coins, and prediction markets. And it's not an accident that I'm building in basically all of those spaces because it is what I believe in.
Yeah, no, great stuff. That's absolute conviction. So yeah, it's absolutely fair. If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be on Wall Street.
Yeah.
And miserable.
As well. Wall Street are coming over to crypto, so it looks like you've jumped the gun.
Yeah, it's the right direction, not the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. What's a skill you've had to learn the hard way?
Position sizing. Startups can only do one thing at a time. You have to make time for people.
Good skill sets to have. And yeah, you kind of learn them by doing them. There's only so much research you can do.
Yeah, some lessons just have to be learned the expensive way, so to speak.
Yep, it is what it is.
It's what it is, but learn them young, learn them fast.
Absolutely. Do you have any weird superstitions or pre-meeting rituals?
No, I'm a very non-superstitious person. No, I don't think so. I do the research if I need to for a meeting. And that's it. Sorry to be boring.
No, very logical, very analytical. What's a technology you wished existed right now? So if there's anything that you feel probably being built that's going to take, 12 months, 24 months, maybe a little bit longer.
I'll say it would be really nice if we had faster border controls. I don't know if that's exactly a technology, but in Colombia, where my family's from and I'm a passport holder, I don't even need to bring my passport when I travel there. They scan my irises. And that's it. No passport control, no human being, just a machine scan your irises. How cool is that? And this is in Colombia. So when I do a lot of traveling, when I going anywhere else, it's a multi-hour long process. Not even a technology that doesn't exist. I guess it's just propagating it elsewhere, which I think is probably a good analogy for humanity and technology, is that it's more so adoption than it is the underlying infrastructure itself.
Absolutely. Even in the UK, we have to scan our passports and then have a facial scan. So yeah, Colombia's technology seems ahead of the UK in terms of passport control.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's your most irrational fear?
Let's see. I it's not really irrational. Like the joke is that it's not paranoia if someone actually is out to get you. And as a custody holder now of a lot of capital between VDEX and just the virtual labs funds, and also just now, as we get bigger, there's more at stake. So anytime I wake up, scariest moment of the day is checking my phone. Everything secure? Is Twitter secure? Is all that secure? So probably not irrational, but certainly a fear.
Yeah, no, I could imagine the pressure around that as well. And it's something that a lot of the public don't really understand until something happens to a project. And yeah, they can see the social media meltdown and the panic stations. So
yeah, privacy and full self-custody, which are two most important things to me in any protocol, including our own, they don't matter until it matters.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And the final question, what's next for Jose?
VDEX. We're doing a lot of exciting things. And when people ask me how I'm doing, just as you've asked me what's next for Jose, I can only think in terms of the company. So we have a lot in store in terms of VDEX itself. We have a bunch of other cool things coming. So our whole mantra is trade anything, trade anywhere. We want to take that with payments and with bridging and with a general virtual machine where anyone can build on. So the progression is going to be something like pay anywhere without borders, without gas fees. And then we want to introduce that between bridges as well. So you can pay someone from Ethereum right to Arbitrum with no gas fees and instantly, or all but instantly, and then do that to a virtual machine as well. So that anyone can build on top of us. Now, is that the next few months or the next few years? I can't quite tell right now, but that's definitely what's next for me.
And if you had to give a key message just to the listeners that are looking to potentially get involved in VDEX, what would you tell them other than just literally jump on the app and try it out and just see what you can do?
Yeah, it's basically whoever you are, we have something for you. So if you're a crypto degen, we got you covered. If you want to hedge against gold, or even if you have spot positions, you can do something like deposit BTC and then just hold against it by shorting it. So you get a delta neutral hedge where you're actually being paid to hold the short. That's possible too. Or you can go trade oil or your currency. You can trade the pound against the euro. You can trade prediction markets. So our first market's going to be, and this is alpha, it's MetaMask going to launch a token in 2025. Or will the Fed cut rates? How about you can leverage that? So right now, Fed cuts rates, 82% chance. That means you put in $100, you're going to get a whopping $117. But that means with leverage, 3x, 5x, we're not sure where we're going to start. Probably X on the start. That means you can get a 60% return in minutes if you do it right before the launch. So that's a pretty big deal. Follow us on Twitter. Stay tuned for payments. And people say that they come for the tech and the product, but they stay for the community, because Jasmine, myself, and the rest of the team, we're here to make friends. So my only social interaction throughout the day is with our community and with our teams, where we're looking to be doxed and to have a good time.
It's been great having you on again, Jose. It's really good talking to you and just getting to know more about you as a person as well. And, what VDEX is building out, it's quite clear to me that, you are pretty much a family. You all work together, but, I can really tell that you genuinely put the trust in each other to deliver the products. And it seems like you're having a great time doing it as well. So
thank you, Ryan. We're doing this together, win or lose, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty big win.
Great stuff. Well, on behalf of myself and the Crypto PowerPod, this has been Jose from VDEX. Make sure you're giving them a follow on their socials. Check out the platform, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.